Hello. I want to show you guys how to properly clean your airbrush machine when you're doing nail art. It's pretty simple, but it can seem a little crazy at first because there's so many small parts, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. So I always remove the cup, the liquid cup, first. Then I start by removing the very tip of the airbrush machine. Then I go into removing the back of the machine. And then I just kind of lay out my different parts, kind of roughly where they go. That way I know where everything is going to be back. These airbrush guns are pretty simple. Yeah, I like to remove the needle because I like to clean the needle. And then you will notice that I kind of was hanging on to the trigger because once that needle is out, the trigger can kind of become loose. Like you can actually take the trigger out. So I just kind of keep it there so it doesn't fall all over the place. But yeah, I just go in with some alcohol. Obviously, depending on what you're using, airbrush paints, you can clean with alcohol. So that's the easiest. So the very tip, I like to go in with these little, they're disposable eyeliner brushes for makeup. I like that they're nice and fine, but they have like a very fine foam tip, so they're really great for cleaning. They don't leave pieces behind or anything. If you do push them too hard though, they can snap and break right around the foam. So, but you don't need to clean like too vigorously. You just kind of roll the disposable eyeliner brush around, and you can see obviously I was using a green, but yeah, so I like to go in with that guy to get in the fine areas, and then I like to go in with the spoolie with some alcohol into some of the ports and the necks and things, just to make sure it's clean, getting cleaned out, because if you don't clean your airbrush out after every use, in these small areas, things can get built up, and then it can cause your airbrush to not work. And once you realize like how simple it is to clean your airbrush, there's no point in not doing it. It really doesn't take that long. You can have it done in probably about 5 minutes. Obviously, because I'm filming, I'm making sure to, be a little bit slower for you guys. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Once I get the tip of the airbrush parts cleaned out, I do like to screw them back on. Just because they're so small, I don't want to lose any pieces. Like if I accidentally bumped it and it went rolling, I don't know. They're so small. So I do like to screw those back on. But yeah, so right here I'm cleaning the necks and everything. And again, just alcohol is fine. You don't have to use any crazy cleaner. I do use a lot of different types of airbrush systems. This one, or these ones in particular, are pretty straightforward and easy. These ones that you get on like Amazon for doing nails, they're really easy. Now I have, because I am a professional hair and makeup artist, I have a big airbrush that I do body painting with, and that thing, some of those guns, man, they have so many pieces. Yeah, so these ones are actually pretty easy compared to some of the guns that I have. So these are easy to clean. That's why I say you may as well just do it. But yeah, after I clean everything, I start to put everything back. When you go to put your needle back in here, I'm pointing at the trigger because you have to feed the needle. You'll see when you look down in, you'll see the little holes that you have to line up, and you have to feed the needle through that. And then you put the small backing on there, and that is to tighten the needle. So you'll see if you tighten it all the way and you go to push the trigger will not go back on you. So that means you need to loosen it up. So super easy, you just loosen it up a little bit, and then you'll be able to test it to see where you like it. But yeah, so I do that kind of throughout this process of putting everything back. I just make sure I get everything where I like it. And same thing with that back end. If it is too tight, your trigger will not pull back. So same thing, you just kind of see where you like it and you can loosen it up accordingly. So super easy. Then once I get it all together, I make sure, do you see the needle coming in and out of the very tip? It's super fine. Also, don't poke yourself. They are sharp. But yeah, I always make sure that my needle is moving back and forth, coming in and out, just to make sure I've, got everything positioned correctly. And then I just go and I've already cleaned this cup. I didn't show that on camera, but then I just go through. I'll take a paper towel or something and get all the color out, but I do go through the neck of the cup with the spoolie or disposable mascara wand, just to make sure there's no color in there, so that way when we put it back together, it's nice and clean, and you can wipe everything as you go around. Sometimes some of the color can leak a little bit at the bottom of the cup, and you just wipe it down with alcohol. Super easy. But yeah, I also place the graphic if you guys need to kind of see where things go, you can, and then you can just screw it back on the base, keep it separate, whatever you do. But yeah, I hope this was helpful to some of you if you guys were a little bit nervous about cleaning your airbrush.